What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update today. And this is going to be a pretty quick one. We're going to look at a video from the town hall meeting yesterday, and that was with President Trump. There's actually two town halls. President Trump did one, and Joe Biden did another one. They had them separate because yesterday was supposed to be the debate day. It didn't happen. And so they decided to do two separate town halls. So we're going to watch, there's a really good clip here where the question that we all want to know when it comes to the stimulus package is asked. And we're going to listen to President Trump, and then I'll talk about that on the other end. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, so I've kind of set it up for you. This is on NBC. President Trump was in a town hall, and here's the question that he received.
He's stuck in traffic. His name is Joe White. He is registered as a Democrat. He says he's leaning toward Biden and Biden and voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And his question was, a second stimulus payment has been broadly agreed upon by the Republicans and Democrats, and yet now we're in October and it's still not passed. Why not use your office to make the second stimulus payment a separate targeted emergency relief package to help Americans weather the pandemic?
Well, we've actually passed three packages, and we're on our fourth. And I agree with him 100%. He should vote for me. The problem you have is Nancy Pelosi. She couldn't care less about the worker. She couldn't care less about our people. And we should have a stimulus. And I want a stimulus. The Republicans will approve a stimulus. The problem is she doesn't want to do it because she thinks it's bad for her election. The fact is she's wrong because people know she's in our way. She's not approving it. She doesn't appreciate our people, and she doesn't appreciate at all our workers. Nancy Pelosi, we are ready to sign and pass stimulus, but she's got to.
People do not love the back and forth of Washington, but this has been a roller coaster. Back in early October, you one day tweeted, "No more negotiations until after Election Day. I'm walking away." Then I think the next couple of days you said maybe we can do something targeted. Right. Then you said I want a big bill, but then Senate Republicans said no, we're not for that. So you're the big deal maker. How come this is so? You yourself have changed positions.
Did you ever hear of a word called negotiation? We're negotiating, okay?
But people's lives are hanging in the balance.
And you know who I'm negotiating against? Nancy Pelosi, because she doesn't want to give the money. We should have stimulus. This was not our people's fault. This was China's fault. And she's penalizing our people. I'm ready to sign a big, beautiful stimulus. You saw the other day, I say, go big or go home, right?
That's what I
want it to be big. I want it to be bold. I want the money to go directly to the people.
Senate Republicans with you? They're going to go big?
They'll go.
Big old number?
They'll go. They're going to be very happy.
Okay, because so far they have not said they would.
Because I haven't asked them to, because I can't get through Nancy Pelosi.
Okay.
If Nancy Pelosi and I, through my representatives or directly, I don't care. If we agree to something, the Republicans will agree to it.
Okay. Our next question comes.
All right. So there you go. And there are a couple of questions that we're going to talk about right now that came from that meeting. Let me just get this out of my ear real quick. A little earpiece. So the first thing, the question was, can we get direct payments like a piecemeal bill? We already know Nancy Pelosi doesn't want piecemeal, but can we get something like that passed? That was the question. That's what the focus was. Let's focus on the direct payments and not focus on some of this other stuff right now. People need the money. And President Trump didn't answer that question. And I mean, part of the whole situation, yes, Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to do anything piecemeal. However, President Trump is giving everything to Nancy Pelosi as far as power. He's pretty much saying we can't do anything without Nancy Pelosi. That's not the way our government was designed, although I do believe the Speaker of the House has a lot of power. And when you're looking at the government structure as a whole, I think Nancy Pelosi has the most power when it comes to our government. However, there's still ways to work around her. There's still ways to get her, to pressure her into doing things. And the main reason that Nancy Pelosi has so much power is because she has the power of the purse. But what they could do and what they should do, if they really want to do a stimulus package or stimulus check, let's just talk about stimulus checks first. If they really want to do stimulus checks, just stimulus checks alone, then they can pass it in the Senate. This whole skinny bill that they're talking about doing next week, the $500 billion, Mitch McConnell said, yeah, you know what, we're going to do a skinny bill. and it's going to be much like the last skinny bill that they tried to get through. Why not change that skinny bill? Don't do that one yet, but do stimulus checks. $300 billion bill, put that on the floor in the Senate. Now, the reason that they're not doing that, at least right now, is because you have Republicans in the Senate that will not vote for it. And that's the reason why they're not doing it. So that would be one way to work around her. Get something done in the Senate. That's the focus. And then once something is approved in the Senate, it will go over to the House. And guess what? Nancy Pelosi could say, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But she's going to get a lot of pressure from the House Democrats and Republicans. They're going to be all over it because they're going to be like, look, we have an opportunity here. We need to go with it, with this opportunity. Just like Ro Khanna said, the 1.8 trillion, why don't we just go with it? I think that was a little premature for him to say that because we don't know what's in the bill. But if you had a bill that was 1.8 trillion and it got approved by the Senate already and it's sitting in the House, there's going to be a lot of pressure there. Now, I know we have a lot of different things going on, and this is part of the reason why the negotiations are just not going anywhere, because you have the White House negotiating with Nancy Pelosi. Then you have the senators trying to do their own little thing with their skinny bill. And then you have House Democrats who are frustrated because nothing's going on, and they're having to go back to their districts and tell their constituents, look, we can't do anything right now. So all this stuff is happening, and it's just making it chaotic. You need to have, and this, I was talking about this back in June, you need to have the key players at the table, all at the same table, not different tables. You have the Senate at one table. You have the House Democrats, the ones that want something done right away. You have them at a different table. You have Nancy Pelosi and Stephen Mnuchin, or Nancy Pelosi in the White House, if you want to say that, at another table. And that's why nothing's getting done. You need to have all the key players at one table. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with this. And another thing that you saw in this video, you saw the interviewer asking President Trump, what's going on? Is the Senate going to be on board? And you see President Trump just right away, no, they'll be on board. They'll be on board. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think they're going to be on board. Now, this is my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. So in the comment section, let me know down below. I would agree Nancy Pelosi is holding this up. But I also would agree that you have Senate Republicans that are holding this up as well. And some of those Senate Republicans are not going to come. They're not on board. They're not on board for 1.8 trillion. They're not on board for anything higher than 1.8 trillion for sure. And so, and Mitch McConnell's already indicated this. So when it comes down to it, I think the president thinks that he's going to get support from the Senate Republicans, but he's not going to get as much support as he thinks he's going to get. And you're going to get, if anything, if we get another stimulus package before the election, you're going to have more support from the Democrats than you will from the Republicans. And that's the way that I see it when it comes down to it, because like I said, Senate Republicans, we already know 20 of them don't want another stimulus package. So they're not going to be on board. So that leaves, if you have 53 Senate Republicans, that leaves 33 Republicans. And out of those 33, you still have some of them they're not really comfortable with 1.8 trillion. So they might not go along. So the vast majority of the votes in the Senate are going to be coming from the Democrats, which mean that you're going to have to cater to what the Democrats want. That's just the way it goes when it comes to negotiations. And so we'll see what happens. The president seems to be optimistic, thinking it's going to happen before the election. I myself, I want to know what you guys think. So let me know down below. But I don't think it's going to happen before the election, and that's very unfortunate. That was my biggest fear, that it wouldn't happen before the election, because if we're looking at a lame duck Congress, if the president doesn't get reelected, and we're looking at a lame duck presidency, nothing is going to get done. Nothing until we have a new president and a new Congress. So we'll have to see where this all goes. I'm going to be putting out some more videos over the weekend. This town hall was really good. Both town halls were actually good. There's a lot of information that came out of this town hall, and I want to talk about them in separate videos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think we'll see something before the election? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.